Alright, so we opened lower as expected. This is an important price level here around the 411, 412-ish mark. Science card, pre-market. Advised to be cautious around the open. Big move followed by a failed attempt to break through resistance and a decline. And there we get that low there. Secondary low here, so after this big move out of the low. It's actually Valor and then the unicursal drop, sharp drop, followed by the Aeon card. And the Lust card, although I would have expected to see more of a move because it's Aeon and Lust combined, but you know, it's not going to happen every time. And then there's this price level here as the Ace of Swords. So yeah, probably if you got into a short position, I would hold it. That was my sense, is that if there wasn't an opportunity today, because overall it's a bullish day, that we'll have one in the not too distant future. When we look at the 1 month, it's coming up pretty soon. In any case, this kind of dip here offered opportunity to position oneself in both directions. There you have it. There's a high right there. Boom. So I was off by a day. Not too shabby though, considering the April 1 month reading was created on February 16th, 2023, 10:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Hey, Trading Altitudes. How are you, my man?
Hermes, you're such a paper eater.
Hey, Round Earth. You flatter me, Round Earth. So I was just, for those of you that just popped on, I was just showing how we have this high here again in the month of April. I was off by a day. Secondary high, right? I was off by a day. It's on the 28th, not the 27th, but not too bad when we look at the April 1 month reading being created on February 16th, 2023 at 10:25 p.m. It wasn't created in March. It was created in February. Yeah, so we go notably higher here in May, it looks like. There's a sharp drop there. There's a sharp drop there early on. So just keep that in mind, guys. Unless, let me see here. Matter of fact, that could have been the trough there. It's so close to the edge. this trough is so close to the edge, it might be the early trough for May. It's a good possibility. Yeah, all right, let me see. Oh, oops. So trough in January, peak in February, trough in March, trough in April. It's not really a great one. It's kind of really on the edge of, it's really in March rather than April. So there's that trough. And then I'd say that this trough is probably the one that we have on the edge of May. So we might have already seen that sharp drop there. Although there's a failed attempt near the high to open up, failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support, and then the low offers opportunity to open up long position. And there's a big move, it looks like, at the end of the month from the bottom of the range to the top of the range. But we drew this little circle here a long time ago. I wonder how far back it was that we drew this. I mean, it's gonna rally through May, but there's a May low early in May. We might see it twice, like once in each of the first 2 weeks, but then there's a move to a high, and that's a higher price level there in May, I believe, than we see in April. Or maybe it's the same price level. I think there's probably a pretty sharp drop here. That's that crest. Static behavior, crest, or trough, I mean. Yeah, I think we're probably a little ahead of the curve on the 1 year, right? So this trough here, this downward facing red star is an indication of a prominent trough for the year in early May. I think it probably ended up being here at the end of April. It's possible we have another sharp drop to a trough, but we must. There's got to be another sharp drop in here because towards the end, we're already at a what appears to be a high. Yeah, there's got to be another sharp drop in here, guys. But it's not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna be like super low. It's just a sharp drop. I don't think it's gonna be super low. In any case, there's opportunity in that decline to open up a long position, and then we have what appears to be like a high thus far for the year in June, with the highest high like period probably in July, and maybe we revisit it again in December. But we're coming up near highest high for the year, like June, July. And I actually think since we're ahead of the curve. See, you see how the high correlation here, the green filled in star is the highest high correlation. It correlates to the indolence card, which is also the crossing card for May. We have indolence here towards the end of the month, and indolence energies here towards the end of the month, around the 22nd. We have highs towards the end of the month. My sense is that we're a little bit ahead on the pattern here. So like this highest high may end up being in May rather than in June, like on the cusp of May, June, or at the very end of May. We'll have to see. I think we probably bounce. My sense is we probably bounce off the 50 again. We could hit the 200-day moving average, but where's the 100-day? What's going on? My 100 days missing. What the heck? Yeah, see the 100 days creeping up mighty close to the 200-day. We get a cross through the 200-day. I think that's called the golden cross. Whatever it is, it's a bullish indication. So I think we probably have a sharp drop, but it's not like long lasting. Followed by more rallying into like a crest here, probably. Well, maybe higher. We'll see. I wonder if this full card, this full card 2 days in a row, I wonder if that's a rally. The first and the second, we have a pretty extensive move. It's hard to determine. It looks like it might be to the upside, actually. What you want, Hermes? Hey, Carolyn. It's a little tricky because we've got two consecutive days of the full card as the theme card, which usually indicates like an unexpected or improbable opportunity or improbable move. What direction is a little up in the air. My sense is that it might be to the upside, actually. I'm getting upside. I'm getting upside. I'm getting upside, but yeah. I'm getting upside. There's a drop in here, guys. There's definitively a drop though, right? Because we've got. This is all about support here. Failed attempt to break through key resistance on the first. Interesting. Hermes, what are you eating, man? Thank you, Hermes. I love you too. You smell like a beef trachea, Hermes. Ugh. I'm gonna have to wash my neck. I don't think it's hard to say, guys, if we're gonna have like a deep drop or if it's just gonna be a sharp drop. It's kind of hard to say. I think it's probably just gonna be a sharp drop, not so much deep or like sustained. And I think it's probably off of a peak that we see on the second. Hermes, you're really disrupting me, my man. Sits right on my mouse. Yeah, it's here on the second where we have like this failed attempt to break through key resistance and then a decline through key support, and it looks like it's still pretty bullish though, and then we sell off of a crest here with the unicursal. There's also unicursal here too, so there is a sharp drop, I think, probably overnight between the first and the second. And, you know, something interesting to point out, guys, we've got the blue star here. This is a highest high correlation on the April 1 month reading, so a cross-reading correlation, or I should say, was it correlation or a congruency? A congruency, cross-reading congruency. So we had indication of a highest high here, and then on the dailies, we had the lust card appear, which is the highest high on the April readings significator for the highest high. We then saw it appear here, and this ends up being a highest high thus again. So it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen frequently. Are you talking about here on the 1 monthly trading altitudes? These stars? Red stars, red filled in stars are highest probable locations of a lowest low for the month. Yeah, those filled in stars indicate a bottom. There's a bottom there somewhere. And then we probably see it again, or we see a lower one here. By the way, guys, if you're interested in the June S&P 1 month, you can get that. You can see that on our website, Tarot for Traders, right now. It's up, as well as all of the June S&P one day posts. They're all up. All you need to do is subscribe for the early access, which is $29.99 a month, and you have access to the stuff way ahead of when it comes out public on the YouTube channel. Just so you guys are aware. Good way to support the channel. Any type of subscription is like the best way to support the channel, my friends. Riot. Sorry, guys. My team's kind of texting me stuff. All right, so Riot, bullish or bearish for the coming weeks? I'm seeing a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support for week 1 of May. Sideways rotation for week 2. A brief, prominent crest or peak that we sell off from pretty notably in week 3. Ooh, and then some real trickery going on in week 4. Be careful week 4. I got the devil card for week 4. Usually in that kind of situation, in that type of spread, that would mean a decline probably. GNRC. So there's a support level that will do some sideways rotation along, and there's a sharp drop in that period of sideways rotation where we revisit a support level. That was recently a past opportunity. Week 2, a move higher through actually a new local high in week 2. Week 3, super bullish. Week 4, a merger and acquisition of some kind might be highlighted, or a decision between two leaders is highlighted. And there might be like a holding pattern with a pop and drop. Oh, that's interesting. Good to know. So tomorrow, probably what I would do, a decline around the open would offer an opportunity to open up a long position. And then I'd probably close that long position around 2 o'clock for a day trade. I don't think I'd want to hold. I wouldn't open a long position if I'm looking to hold overnight, because it looks like we have a drop overnight. A lot of unicursal energy. This is probably where if there's a sharp drop as expected, we're going to see it here in the first week of May, because we've got unicursal here on the 2nd, we've got unicursal here on the 3rd, we've got unicursal here on the 5th. And we got unicursal on the 1 month scale, unicursal on the 1 month scale here on the 5th as well. So that's a cross-reading congruency kind of going on right there. Not exactly, but it's a strong correlation. Interesting. There's probably something on the 4th having to do with like an economic leader is highlighted there, where economics is highlighted around the 4th. Oh, this might have to do with the budget. Something about the budget, maybe. Hard to say, but there's a male leader highlighting something to do with economics there on the 4th, and it's pretty important. And then we see kind of like a move out of that, but there's a unicursal on the 5th as well, so a sharp drop there too. No, July's not necessarily looking bullish. On the 1 year, it looks kind of like toppy. And like I said, we might be. It seems like we're a little bit ahead on the sequence of events here. There's a good possibility that this upside down star, red star, this prominent trough correlator. There's a good shot that it's this right here, because this is so close to May. We could be running a little bit ahead in the sequence of events. Remember, the 1 year, you have to give it about 2 weeks wiggle room here and there. So when I get into the June reading, I'll be able to tell you in more detail. But it looks like the top that we're looking for, this indolence top, which is a brief top easily missed, or brief peak easily missed, followed by a sharp decline through key supports. This brief peak, the indolence card has a cross-reading congruency here in, it appears here in May, so chances are that this is that high, and we're still a little bit ahead of the events, which would make the early part of July pretty bearish. We got a bunch of the June predictions coming out on the website as well. So if you've got one of the subscriptions, my friends, again, subscription is the best way to support the channel. You can do so here at Eso-Meta Forecasts. Right, you can get any one of these, or you could get access to all of the paid versions for with the all paid version monthly predictions subscription. And we'll be getting into July probably next week or two. Probably next week. But we're releasing June like today and tomorrow. It's already coming out. Much appreciation to all of you that go ahead and do that, guys. Really need the support. Need to be able to budget forward. That's why subscriptions are so important for business. And I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you again for watching. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. If you're new to the channel, you do so here on the resources tab of our website, where we ask that you pay 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities, 5% of the profits back to the channel here at Cash App or PayPal. Or if you're international, there's an app called Wise that you could use. We've had some people successfully do that through Wise. Much appreciation goes out to you. Just make sure that you spend that 90% left over out of love, and the universe will send it back to you tenfold from all directions, my friends.